Alrighty. Good evening to all pro wrestling fans of all shapes and sizes from all around the world. Welcome to another live pro wrestling talk brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. It is Sunday, August 9th of 2026. Hope everybody's weekend was good. I know we just recently kicked off the month of August, but it's been a pretty decent week. It's been a very busy week, but made it to the weekend. It was a pretty chill weekend overall. Nothing too crazy. But when it comes to pro wrestling, there's a lot. There's a lot that happened. And that's what we're going to dive into tonight. So, get your favorite snack, get your favorite drink. Speaking of drink, I got mine. And you know what? How about I make a toast to everybody that comes on here watching tonight, and hope everybody is healthy, happy, and well. God bless. Cheers. Okay. Got quite a bit to talk about tonight. So, got two reviews I want to do. I want to review the recent Ice Ribbon Kamata tournament show that took place. A small show, but there were two title matches on this show. And then, of course, I want to review Marigold Summer Destiny 2026. And got a bunch of pro wrestling tournament updates to get into. Gonna talk Pro Wrestling Noah. Gonna talk G1 Climax 36. Gonna talk 5-Star Grand Prix. Gonna talk the up and coming Dream Star Grand Prix, because the blocks have been set for that tournament. So got those tournaments to talk about, and yeah, we're gonna enjoy the evening, and yeah, just chat pro wrestling. So you know what? Let's go ahead and get the reviews done and out of the way. Let's go ahead and get the reviews out of the way. First off, before I get into Ice Ribbon, just a couple of quick things. First off, I did check out, of course, Pro Wrestling Noah's Legacy Rise show, their most recent one. And I did get a chance to watch the GHC National Championship match between Kenta and Nomichi Marufuji. And thank God, this match was a lot better than their previous singles match. I mean, 10 jillion times better. So I was very thankful. I was a little hesitant at first, but you know, Kenta Naomichi Marufuji is my favorite Noah rivalry of all time. So of course, you know, I had to tune in. But I know that the previous match they had before this was trash. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. It was trash. But thankfully, this time around, it was a much, much better match. And I honestly didn't expect for Marufuji to win by submission. I did not expect that at all. But hey, I was digging it. The action was great. These two went at it for over 20 plus minutes. And I was just really happy that it was a much better match than what they had before. So, good stuff there. And also, we got ourselves a new GHC heavyweight champion in the form of Tetsuya Naito, who just dethroned Shane Haste. But then again, I can imagine that probably a lot of fans were kind of surprised at the fact that Shane Haste even won that title in the first place. But here we are. But now we can say that Tetsuya Naito has held the big GHC gold in Noah. So now he is GHC heavyweight champion. For how long? Who knows? But, I mean, the match was decent. I mean, nowadays, can't really expect a whole lot from a Tetsuya Naito match, given he's kind of slowed down a bit. But it was a decent match. But yeah, so I just had to throw that in. Welcome back, Yohei. Glad that Yohei's back. So that was really good to see him back in the ring. Okay, let's get into some reviews. We're gonna start with Ice Ribbon first. So let me get my graphics out for Ice Ribbon. Here we go. So Ice Ribbons. So this was the Kamata show. Number 1507. I guess this is numbered or whatnot. But yeah, this took place yesterday. Or actually, no, it took place earlier today, August 9th. And it took place at the Ota City Industrial Plaza small exhibition hall, which apparently is not that far from the Ota City General Gymnasium, now known as a Barra Wave Arena. Apparently, it's not that far from there. You can actually get there just by walking, pretty much. But that's where the show was. Only 165 people in attendance, so it was a small show, but it was a decent show, and there were some title matches. So let's go ahead and let's jump right into it. Got my graphics out. Let's do it. First match. Had ourselves a singles match between Anncham and Kirari Wakana. Which shout out to Kirari Wakana, who just recently hit her 2-year anniversary as a pro wrestler. So congrats to her. Okay, this match was only 7 minutes 47 seconds, but it was a nice little test for Kirari Wakana. I mean, going up against the much stronger, more experienced Anncham. And you know what? She put up a decent fight. She actually put up a decent fight. And I got a chance to see Kirari Wakana wrestle live when I went to Ribbon Mania 2024. So definitely a lot of potential there. So definitely keep an eye on her. Put up a good effort, but came up short as Anncham defeated Kirari Wakana with a front suplex buzzsaw kick combo. So she did the front suplex first, then did a buzzsaw kick, then pinned her for the 1, 2, 3. Anncham, your winner in the opening match. But like I said, pretty solid effort though from Kirari Wakana. Okay, let's go to our next match. This was actually a pretty solid tag match. Check this one out. All right, we had the team of Toraga and Yappy taking on the team of Misa, Kagura and Arisa Shinose. Now, of course, Misa and Arisa are the stronger team. And when I say that, I mean as far as chemistry. But this was a pretty solid match. Lasted 9 minutes, 16 seconds. Both teams looked good. I know it was only a while back that Toraga really started becoming a pro wrestler. But, pairing her up with Yappy, that was a good pairing. That was definitely a good pairing. And, like I said, both teams looked strong. Definitely went back and forth. But the chemistry with Misa Kagura and Arisa Shinose definitely showed. And they they were able to pick up the victory in this match. Misa Kagura hit like a running Thez press pin on non-Toraga, got the 3 count, and yeah, Misa Kagura, Arisa, Shinose, your winners in that tag match. But like I said, it was a pretty solid tag match between both teams. All right, more tag team action with this next match. Here it goes. All right, check this one out. Okay, this tag team match, we had the team of Manami Katsu and Hikari Manami. So we had those two. And they went up against the team of Totoro, Satsuki, and Saito. So for this one was pretty similar in time to the previous one. This was 9 minutes, 10 seconds. I definitely felt like you definitely saw a lot of Manami and Hikari teaming up to really take down Totoro, Satsuki, who was the heavyweight of the match. And Saito did a little something in this match. Of course, Saito, who I believe is technically a freelancer, if I remember correctly. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe technically a freelancer. But anyway, this was a pretty decent back and forth match. But some good chemistry with Manami and Hikari. Definitely looked like a strong team together. Could go even further as a team. And it took them getting the pin on Totoro. So it was kind of like similar to an Okana roll pin, but of course, both ladies pinned down Totoro for extra leverage, because, it's a big girl. And in doing that double pin, was able to get the 3 count. So Hikari Manami and Manami Katsu pick up the victory in this tag match. Pretty entertaining match. Okay, now we're about to get into our first championship match of the card. And I have to say, this was interesting how all this went down, because, yeah. Check this one out. Okay, so we had the FantastICE Championship on the line, and this was an elimination style match. The champion, Tsukina Umino, defended against Yuuka and Riko. So, a few interesting things I noticed about this match. So, this was an elimination style match. You can also be eliminated getting thrown through the ropes. Not just over the top rope, but through the ropes. And it's 2 count falls. 2 count falls. So, special rules there. Now, they say that, so this match actually lasted 25 minutes. And the crazy thing about it is that this match was still going on while the match after this was going on. That's the crazy thing. And I'll explain how it went down to this. So, even before the bell rang, Yuuka went straight for Riko and started beating her up, which ref didn't really do anything. Tsukina Umino, starts making her entrance in, and she kind of like gets on the mic to kind of calm everybody down. And then they kind of reset. The bell rings, and then they officially start the match. So, thought it was kind of a weird sequence there. And then only maybe a couple of minutes or so, maybe 4 or 5 minutes into the match, and Yuuka gets eliminated through the middle rope. And at first, I was kind of thinking, wait a minute, she shouldn't be eliminated. She didn't go over the top rope. She went through the ropes. But apparently, going back through it, elimination through the ropes is one of the rules. So it counts. It counts. So with that being said, Tsukina Umino eliminated Yuuka through the middle ropes. So it came down to Riko and Tsukina Umino. And, they were going at it. They were going back and forth in the ring. And then all of a sudden, Tsukina Umino runs away from Riko, and she chases her through the back of the arena and then out the entrance doors. A couple of others follow suit. And then everybody's just sitting around. It's like, what the heck is going on? They didn't have a camera back there to keep up with the action. Everybody's wondering where everybody's at. A couple of the wrestlers went back. Yuuka came back, and she kind of played it up like it seemed like, oh, they're out. I'm back in the ring. I should win. But, of course, she realizes she was eliminated. So, kind of a funny moment there. But the weird thing is, they never came back out. I think they waited 2 minutes or something like that. They never came back out. So you know what they did? They just said, bump it. Let's just go to the next match. They're like, let's just go to the next match. So, indeed, that's what they did. They went to the next match, which was a tag team match. And that was the team of Moehiro and Makoto versus Kaori Yoneyama and Masahiro. So they had the Hiiro sisters on opposite sides this time. Now, this match lasted 12 minutes, 12 seconds. It was pretty entertaining, especially seeing Masahiro try to attack Makoto. Of course, Makoto's twice her size. It was just funny. It was just really funny. But you know what? I have to say, Masahiro and Kaori Yoneyama, ever since they started teaming up, they've actually been a pretty effective team. As crazy as that sounds. And sure enough, Masahiro ends up pinning her sister, Moehiro, with a bridging pin for the 1, 2, 3. And Kaori Yoneyama, Masahiro are your winners. And then while that's going on, out of nowhere, out comes back Tsukina Umino and Riko, still giving chase, up to the point where now they finally get into the ring. Everybody's kind of watching that are still inside the ring, letting them just go at it. The match is still going. And then a couple of minutes afterwards, Tsukina knocks down Riko with a forearm smash, pins her for the 2 count, because remember I said 2 count fall. 2 count, Tsukina Umino wins and is still your FantastICE champion. So literally that match went on into the following match. And that's why the match lasted 25 minutes. It was crazy. This was probably the most wacky Ice Ribbon show that I've ever seen, to be honest with you. Al, welcome to the stream. How you doing? Oh man, this was so funny. This was really funny. And also, Arisa Shinose appeared. It looks like she wants to challenge. Tsukina Umino for the FantastICE championship. So yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens with that. But yeah. And then the main event. And this was a good main event. This was huge. The main event of the Ice Ribbon Kamata show. We had the Ice Cross Infinity Championship on the line as the champ, Kaho Matsushita, defended against number one contender and also one half of the International Ribbon Tag Team Champions, Sumika Yanagawa. And oh, what a solid main event this was. These ladies went at it hard for 17 minutes and 36 seconds. And I have to say, I marked out quite a bit for this one, especially with the outcome. Both these ladies went back and forth. It was hard hitting. Kaho Matsushita has really come a long way, and that's why it is no surprise that she finally became Ice Cross Infinity Champion. But this would be Sumika Yanagawa's match to take. And ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in her career, after a fancy bicycle knee strike to put away Kaho Matsushita, 1, 2, 3. Sumika Yanagawa is not only a double champion, but for the first time in her career has become the Ice Cross Infinity Champion. Congratulations to Sumika Yanagawa. Incredible main event. Really incredible main event. Al says, doing good, sir. Can't wait to see you talk about Marigold later on. Oh, stick around, because it's coming up. It's coming up. But yes, Sumika Yanagawa, a double champion, winning the Ice Cross Infinity title for the first time in her career. This was a big deal for me, especially considering I met her at the Ribbon Mania 2024 show when I first went to Japan. So definitely very happy for Sumika Yanagawa. And Hikari Manami and Manami Katsu came out, and it looks like it's been made official after their recent challenge. They are challenging for the International Ribbon Tag Team titles, currently held by Sumika Yanagawa and Makoto. So we got that to look forward to. But I'm really, really hoping that perhaps Sumika Yanagawa will have this title through the month of September, if you know what I mean. But small show, pretty solid matches, a great main event, and a new champion. So good stuff, Ice Ribbon. And yeah, looking forward to what they have in store for their next show. Good stuff. Okay, let's switch gears to Marigold Summer Destiny 2026. Let me get my graphics out for that. So, Marigold Summer Destiny 2026 took place same day, August 9th. This was at the Abara Wave Arena, formerly the Ota City General Gymnasium. Had an attendance of 1,310. Very nice. Shout out to Masato Yoshino, who was on special guest commentary for the show. Newly acquired staff member Masato Yoshino, the Speed of Star. So, really, really good to see him. Who's also rocking that black and gold Marigold jacket. So, yeah. You love to see it. Okay. I need to get my graphics out. See, y'all already got me so excited, I don't even have my graphics out. Okay. Al says, so much potential to be realized in that promotion. Absolutely. You are not lying. So let's talk about this potential in Marigold, and let's kick off this review. First up, we had ourselves a singles match. We had the up and rising Komomo Minami taking on my girl, my favorite bird, Hummingbird. started off quite hot with this match. Now, it only lasted 6 minutes, 7 seconds, but the action was back and forth. I really liked the good chain wrestling between both of these ladies. And, you know, I've always said with Hummingbird, she is like super ripped. Like, I've seen much of her social media posts, and she's always in the gym, and she is ripped. Got those muscles everywhere. Shoot, that's a super strong bird. Al says, looks like Starlight Bird to me. Starlight Bird. Yep. Yes. Definitely Starlight Bird. Oh, God, that'll never get old. But yes, both these ladies definitely went back and forth. And, you know, Komomo Minami has really been improving more and more every time she wrestles. I remember when she originally got off to quite a rocky start, but then, you know, she really regathered herself. And Komomo Minami has really been doing well. She's really been doing well. And she hit a magnificent German suplex pin on Hummingbird to get the 3 count. Komomo Minami, your winner in the opening match against Hummingbird. But yeah, only 6 minutes and 7 seconds, but still a pretty good match. Alrighty. How about some tag team action with this next match? Alrighty. So for this match, we had the team of Nao Ishikawa and the Lady AI, and they took on Aaliyah James and my favorite songstress with the husky voice, Shoko Koshino. This was a good match. This was a really solid tag team match that lasted 12 minutes, 17 seconds. And also, shout out to the Lady AI. She was hanging in there. You know? She really took it to Shoko Koshino a few times in this match. But you know, the Lady AI, keep an eye on her. I already like her overall look and gimmick. Keep an eye on her. She's getting there. Al says Komomo Minami has been stepping up huge, and it has been showing. It's been showing. I mean, Mayu has said a lot of great things about her, and I'm pretty sure she's not the only one that said great things about her. So, honestly, she just has to keep it up. Ah, woo. But you know something? Some good chemistry there. Aaliyah James, Shoko Koshino. I mean, already Aaliyah James has been making quite the splash in Marigold since her Marigold debut. And now, her paired with Shoko Koshino, they made some noise. They made some noise in this match. But like I said, shout out to Lady AI. She's been improving little by little. Keep an eye on her. I think by the time she hits that first year, I think she'll really blossom. By the time she hits that first full year as a wrestler, I think she'll really, really show out. But it would be Shoko Koshino that picked up the victory for her team, pinning the Lady AI after hitting the liner splash for the 1, 2, 3. Aaliyah James, Shoko Koshino, your winners. Solid tag match. 12 minutes, 17 seconds. Good stuff. Al says she's being consistent in her improvements, which is amazing to see. Too true. And I have no doubt that she'll only keep going up. Raise the roof. She'll keep going up. Alrighty. Let's go to our next match. Alright, next up we had a singles match between Megaton and Kabuki Mono Yu, which we all know who it is just by the silhouette, turned out to be Unagi Sayaka. So, this match lasted 7 minutes 38 seconds. And you know, Megaton got her shots in, but you know, me personally, I've never really been that crazy about Megaton. But I mean, she's a comedy wrestler. And I think pretty much that's what she stuck to in this match. The rubber band spots were funny. Were definitely funny. I think it's safe to say that whenever Unagi Sayaka uses the rubber band spot, I think we're guaranteed two things. One, we're guaranteed that it'll backfire, and two, we're guaranteed that it'll work. I think those two things happening are guaranteed whenever Unagi Sayaka uses the rubber band spot. So, but that's her thing. That's been her thing, and it was no surprise that came into play in this match. But when it was all said and done, we pretty much knew who was going to win, and that's exactly what happened. As Unagi hit the Jumon Topa on Megaton and then pinned her for the 1-2-3. Unagi Sayaka, the victory over Megaton. And she kind of got on the mic and talked a little bit of junk about Marigold. And that she might return at some point. Uh-oh. Unagi Sayaka trying to light a fire up on Marigold. Uh-oh. So, who knows? You may see her return at some point. You know? But yeah, you know, she had to talk a little bit of smack. Just a little bit of smack. Oh, man. Okay. Al says, didn't Rossi fire her at some point? Yeah, yeah, exactly. And honestly, I'm sure she might feel salty about it still, and maybe that's where the junk talk came in. But I mean, you know, that was so long ago. She should be over that by now. But I get it. I get it though. I do get it. Oh, anyway. All right, let's go into our first championship match of the show, shall we? Okay, let's do it. Alrighty, we have the Marigold 3D Trios Championships on the line. As the champions, Lavienne Rose, made up of Mai Sakurai, Natsumi Shozuki, and Arena Yamanaka, defending against Darkness Revolution, made up of Psycho Speed, Misa Matsui, the Dark Wolf, Chiaki, and the Black Diamond, Ryoseto. Some people don't forget Blitz. Yeah, well, yeah, that is true. Yeah, that is true. Point well made. Also, shout out to Lavienne Rose. I'm digging their entrance theme and how they came out with the fancy dresses, the little frizzy dresses. I was like, okay. Hyping up the crowd and everything. I was like, okay, I can get down with Lavienne Rose. I can get down with that trio. Yeah. Who knows? They may add somebody else to that trio, but I can get down. I can get down with Lavienne Rose. Can y'all get down with Lavienne Rose? Because I can get down with Lavienne Rose. This was an exciting match. This was a very exciting match. Got chaotic for obvious reasons. Match lasted 15 minutes and 5 seconds. Some good action. Some good action between both teams. Of course, we saw weapons used. We saw a chair used. We saw a whip used. So, it just overall chaotic. Al says maybe Kizuna Tanaka. You know what? That's not a bad choice. That's not a bad choice. I mean, I know she does have the tag team with Victoria Yuzuki, but I mean, it would fit. It would fit. I'd be down. So yeah, Kizuna Tanaka, that's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. But yeah, this match was excellent. Both teams looked really strong. But in surprising and impressive fashion, Darkness Revolution not only got the victory, but Rhea Seto, the Black Diamond Rhea Seto, submits Mai Sakurai with the cattle mutilation. And with that, Rhea Seto secures her first championship of her career. And Darkness Revolution are the Marigold 3D Trios champions. Wow. Which means this is Chiaki and Misa Matsui's second championship in Marigold, in their Marigold career. Wow. Darkness Revolution turning it up a notch, securing some more gold. Rhea Seto, big spotlight on her, submitting Mai Sakurai. Mai Sakurai, we're talking about the first Marigold Twin Star champion, and also the second Marigold United National champion, and the first Marigold Trios champion. She submitted Mai Sakurai. That's a big deal. That is a big deal for Rhea Seto. Shout out to the Black Diamond Rhea Seto. Incredible. Like, I think it's safe to say she's the submission specialist of Darkness Revolution. She is most definitely the submission specialist. You got the power and rough style of Chiaki. You got the high speed and psycho speed Misa Matsui. You got the submission specialist in Rhea Seto. You got the all-arounder in Nagisa Nozaki. Yo, Darkness Revolution, like, whoo. Don't be surprised if at some point, as that faction gets bigger, that they're going to be holding at least maybe 3/4 of the gold at some point in Marigold. I'm just saying, don't be surprised. Okay. Let's go to the next match. The next championship match, that is. Here we go. Alrighty. We had the Marigold Twin Star Championships on the line. As the champions, the Amethyst Butterfly Koki Amare and Achika Kochika Gochika Chikagoto defending against Mad Ego, made up of Shino, the daughter of Michiko Omakai, and the Mad Dog of Naniwa, Yuuka Yamazaki. This match was a lot of fun. This match was very fun. Now, okay, I understand there was a lot of criticism on Twin Tower. I'll admit, Gochika has kind of carried the team a little bit. I know Koki Amare still has a pretty generic move set, but I'm still hanging on to the whole idea of just if Koki can stay healthy, I think she'll eventually get better if she can just stay healthy. That's what I'm banking on. Bloody Money, welcome to the stream. Sorry I'm late. Hey, no worries. Glad you made it. But I think if she can just stay healthy and just keep wrestling, I think she'll eventually improve more. I haven't given up on the Amethyst Butterfly, but I can understand how people feel. I do. I do. But I will admit, yeah, Gochika is kind of carrying the team a little bit. I will admit that. Now, this match lasted 13 minutes, 27 seconds. Also, I am loving the chemistry of Mad Ego. Shino and Yuuka Yamazaki. I know Shino has done really well with Sarayama Oka as Spunky Monster, but you know something? I think Yuuka Yamazaki and Shino are a good tag team. And I think that they can grow to a great tag team. Now, I know they're really going to be tested come time for the Dream Star, but I really love their chemistry. I really love their chemistry. Bloody Money says the one last thing we want is Koki blew her knee out when she was GHC Women's Champion. Yeah, and I know that was kind of an interesting choice with her winning, being the first champion, but it's like I've said, Koki has the look. Koki Amare, no doubt, has the look. But just, like I said, she just has to keep working in the ring and keep improving in the ring. Needs to get more of a move set. And like I said, maybe her just doing a lot more tag team matches may possibly help. And we'll see how she does in the Dream Star. But, I have not given up on Koki. Pretty much. I have not given up on her. I will say the chemistry of Twin Tower is pretty solid. After all, they've been a tag team since Actress Girls. But still, my MVP of this match is definitely Yuuka Yamazaki. She has, honestly, every match that I've seen her in for like the last couple of months, she has definitely just been growing more and more on me. And also Shino, like I said, there's a lot of fire in Shino. And I think Shino, keep an eye on her. She's going to surprise some folks. But great back and forth action in this tag title match. But it would be Gochika that would secure the victory for Twin Tower as she pins Shino after hitting the Goton. Pins her for the 1-2-3. Another defense in the books for Twin Tower as they retain the Marigold Twin Star Championships. That is now defense number 3 sealed for them. So, good stuff. Good stuff. Okay. Let's go to our next match, which I know this is the match that everybody was waiting for. Here we go. Oh, yeah. A very special tag team match as we got the returning duo of the Marigold Superfly champion, the icon Mayu Iwatani, and the returning Marigold United National champion, Victoria Uzuki, teaming up to take on the hot, fiery Spark Rush, made up of Takumi Iroha and the Sun God, Sari. By the way, I really like the Spark Rush theme. Don't y'all like the Spark Rush theme? The Spark Rush theme is so good. It's catchy and it really fits the team, especially considering who the team is made up of. But gotta love that Spark Rush theme. I was kind of bummed that Uzuki didn't do the rope flip, but she's coming off an injury, so maybe once she feels more better about it, she'll do the rope flip again, or she may not do the rope flip anymore. I don't know, but I miss when she did the rope flip. Also new gear from Victoria Yuzuki as well. Thought that was really cool. Mayu Iwatani being Mayu, of course, getting quite the love and reception in her return. This match lasted 19 minutes 13 seconds, and it was, as good old JR would say, a slobber knocker. Al says Victoria Yuzuki stepping up to Sari was awesome. Yes, indeed. She did not back down from Sari. She took it to her. She definitely took it to her. You love to see it. Bloody Money says, I love when Sari just pushed Victoria Yuzuki like she's a bum, even though she is Marigold United National Champion. I mean, Sari's a bully. I mean, she's really kind of been a bully ever since coming back to Japan, you know? So it's surprising. Or it's not surprising. But yeah. Both teams really went at it. And even the back and forth between Mayu and Sari was definitely on point. The back and forth between Mayu and Takumi. After all, Mayu dethroned Takumi for that GHC Women's Championship. So, yeah, a lot of tension, a lot of fire in this match between both teams. And it definitely showed. It went the distance. And, you know, it really could have gone either way. Both teams are very strong. But the returning Mayu and Yuzuki would only be met with defeat as Sari pinned Victoria Yuzuki after hitting her with a Uranagi. Pinned her for the 1-2-3 Spark Rush. Your winners. But, like I said, main thing is Mayu and Yuzuki are back. Two champions are back, which means folks better get ready. Folks better get ready because we're going to be seeing some Superfly title matches, hopefully, at some point. And Marigold United National Championship matches, even though I do know the Dream Star is coming up. So there is that. So we'll see what happens. And then the main event of Marigold Summer Destiny 2026 comes down to the Marigold World Championship. As the champion, the brilliant future Miku Eano defends against Darkness Revolution's Nagisa Nozaki. Al says, props to Yuzuki for looking fantastic in that match, and her and Mayu looked great. Absolutely. Spark Rush brought the pain to no surprise, as they usually do. Definitely no surprise there. Miku Nagisa definitely was a banger. The main event lasted 18 minutes 41 seconds, so good amount of time. Shout out to Miku taking a chair shot to the head, which it looked like that top piece hit her on the dome piece, and she took it like a champ. I was like, dang, she cracked her on the head with that chair shot. But yeah, this was a hard-hitting back-and-forth match because, I mean, we all know Nagisa Nozaki hits hard. And we're talking about somebody that is a 20-year veteran. Or actually, she's approaching 20 years. It's coming up. But yeah, Nagisa Nozaki been in the game a long time. And it shows. It shows. So, definitely back and forth, hard-hitting match. And, you know, Nagisa came close. She came very close. But it would take a big, nasty lariat, running lariat for Miku Eano. Also, props to Nagisa Nozaki taking that nasty Styles Clash on the ring apron. Woo! That was nasty. But Miku Ayano with the running lariat takes out Nagisa Nozaki, pins her for the 1-2-3. The Brilliant Future, still your Marigold World Champion. And that is now defense number 6. I've said it once before. How many times do I have to keep telling y'all? Put some respect. Put some respect. Put some RESPECT on Miku Ayano. Because she has been doing well and has been a dominant champion. She's doing her thing. She's doing her thing. Bloody Money says Miku Ayano could lose the Marigold World Championship to whoever the winner of the 2026 Dream Star GP winner. Could happen. Could happen. And with the slightly different format, it'll be interesting to see who wins the Dream Star this year. It's going to be interesting. But yes, Miku Ayano. And I was kind of hoping somebody would step up and challenge her, but I think because the Dream Star is coming up, it's probably not going to be much of that. But 6 defenses. So she now holds the record for most defenses of the Marigold World Championship. And she's not that far from becoming longest reigning champion. Because right now, longest reigning champion was Utami Hayashishita, which was 296 days. But right now, Miku has the title for 288 days. So she's most likely going to break the longevity record. So, yeah. Well, like I said, put some respect on Miku Ayano. Does Marigold say winner of each block would event? No, it's top 2. It's top 2 for each block. Yeah, it's top 2. Top 2 for each block. Okay. So, you know what? Let's go ahead and stay on the Marigold train while we're on it. Let's go ahead and stay on the Marigold train. The review is done. Like I said, pretty good show overall. 1 title change. But yeah, let's talk Marigold Dream Star Grand Prix 2026. Now we know the tournament begins on Friday, August 28th. But now we know the blocks. And it is a different format this time. So this is going to be rather interesting. Different format. So the Marigold Dream Star Grand Prix 2026 will be 4 blocks. League A, League B, League C, League D. Okay? So, the way I'm going to do this, I'm going to talk about the blocks, but when it gets to the point where they have the schedule set, then I'll probably do one big final preview of this tournament before it starts on August 28th. So keep an eye out for that. Okay? Al says, hopefully they keep shutting up the critics. They are still a very young promotion, and they'll only keep getting better with Miku Ayano and Mayu Iwatani holding down the fort as leaders. I couldn't agree more. Especially, with Mayu being the player coach, and now she's back. She's healthy. And that's the thing. They're expecting Kizuna Tanaka, Sari Yamaoka to return in October. So, they're going to get back healthy again. They're going to get back healthy again. And, you know, it's like I said before, we can't predict injuries. So, main thing is, you know, everybody gets back to 100%. And like I said, Mayu, Victoria look great in their return. Kizuna Tanaka's been hitting the ropes. She's looking like she's close to returning. And, you know, Sarayama Oka, she was in the final picture at the end of the show. She didn't have on like any sort of sling or anything like that. So looks like Sarayama Oka is coming along pretty well. So, you know, they'll be healthy again. It'll be awesome. It'll be awesome. Okay. So let's go over the confirmed blocks for the Marigold Dream Star Grand Prix 2026. League A, you have the current Marigold World Champion, Miku Ayano, Natsumi Shozuki, Misao Matsui, Arena Yamanaka, Yuuka Yamazaki, and Aaliyah James. Ooh, that is an interesting block right there. League A. So you got the Marigold World Champion in there. Of course, Natsumi Shozuki, who was the first ever Superfly champion, first ever Marigold Trios champion. Misa Matsui, who's won the Twin Star and Trios titles. Arena Yamanaka, you know, former Trios champ. The Mad Dog Yuuka Yamazaki, who's really been one of my favorite rookies. And Aaliyah James. Good to see Aaliyah James in this tournament. But you know what? That's a pretty stacked block. That's a pretty stacked block. I mean, you got 1, 2, 3, 4. You have at least 4 champions / former champions in that block. So, you know, that's a pretty solid block. All right, League B, you have the Marigold Superfly champion, Mayu Iwatani. You have Mila Schmidt. You have Komomo Minami. You have Nao Ishikawa. You have Nagisa Nozaki. And you have Chiaki. So Chiaki, one of the Marigold 3D Trios champs. To be honest, I really don't know which ones in that block will be a challenge for Mayu, other than maybe Nagisa Nozaki. But in all honesty, I think Mayu will definitely be one of the ones to make it out of the B League. I can't see her not making it out of the B League. But who knows? Maybe Komomo Minami might make some noise, and maybe she might make it. I don't know, but it's not. It doesn't seem like a really strong block on paper, but you never know. That's the thing with these pro wrestling tournaments. Anything can happen. Bloody Money says my top 2 League A is Miku Ayano. Excuse me. Miku Ayano and Misa Matsui. That's a good 2 picks. Those are 2 good picks. For B League, Mayu Iwatani, Nagisa Nozaki. Yeah, that makes sense actually. Yeah, that would make sense. Okay. League C. You have the Marigold United National Champion, Victoria Yuzuki. You have Mai Sakurai. You got Shoko Koshino. You got Hummingbird. You got Chi Chi. And you got Diana Strong. Whew. Now, this one could get interesting because a simple top two could be Victoria Yuzuki, Mai Sakurai, but who knows? Chi might make some noise. Chi might make some noise, and heck, Shoko Koshino might make some noise. But I don't really know what to expect out of Diana Strong, so that'll be a mystery in itself. But I could probably see Victoria Yuzuki, Mai Sakurai being the two that make it out of the C League. But I don't know. I need to do a little bit more examination of this one. But it's a very interesting block. It's an interesting block. Bloody Money is going with Victoria Yuzuki, Mai Sakurai. Yeah, that's a good set. That's a good set. And now for D League. You have both Marigold Twin Star Tag Champs in Koki Amare and Chika Goto. You have Shino. You have Megaton. You have Marigold 3D Trios Champion Rhea Seto. And you have Nagisa Tachibana. You know, this one might be a little bit more wide open than people may think. I mean, the tag champs are in the same block. I mean, that's something. But honestly, I would not be surprised if Rhea Seto made it out of the D League. Shino, probably not Shino. Megaton, nah, doubt it. And Nagisa Tachibana has been improving as well. But yeah, I think definitely for sure Koki or Gochika, one of those two will definitely make it. I think one of those two will definitely make it. But the other one is kind of hard to say. It's hard to say. Because I think Rhea Seto could be a threat to make it out of the D block or the D League. But I would have to say like the strongest block is definitely League A. I would say League A is the strong block. Bloody Money says oh, so you're picking both tag champs to make it, but if it's not one of them, I would say Nagisa Tachibana, Rhea Seto not making it. I don't know, man. I would not sleep on Rhea Seto. I would not sleep on her. Remember, she just made Mai Sakurai tap out. I'm just saying. I would not sleep on Rhea Seto. Al says some people are going to have to step up for sure this tournament. I wonder who will. Yeah, and that's the thing. With how they have the blocks, it'll be very interesting to see who does step up and who can show out even through this tournament. Because, I mean, you got 24 wrestlers in this tournament. I mean, they got some of everybody in this tournament. I mean, with the exception of Kizuna Tanaka, Sarah Yamaoka. I mean, they got pretty much. Oh, and the Lady AI. With the exception of those three, I mean, this is a pretty stacked tournament. And I got a feeling, we're going to see some names evolve through this tournament. And who knows? You may see some folks make it to the knockout stage who you never would have thought would. And that's what's so great about these tournaments. You never know. You just never know what could happen. Who could emerge. But it'll be very interesting to see who wins this tournament. Because remember, Utami won the first tournament. Miku Eono won the second, last year's tournament. So We're going to find out our third winner this fall. Bloody Money says, I would give credit that Ryoseto made a former Marigold United national champion Mai Sakurai tap out. Also former trios and tag champion. Ryoseto could be a threat, but I would stick. I would think Ryoseto could play spoiler, perhaps. But just to reiterate, the tournament starts August 28th, and the finals show will be on September 19th. Hey, that's my brother's birthday. So yeah, the tournament will start in Korakuen Hall and it will end at Korakuen Hall. So definitely looking forward to that for certain reasons. Okay. Let's see. Continuing on tournament talk. Let's switch gears to Pro Wrestling Noah's GHC 200 Championship Tournament. And already, this tournament has been really, really weird. Really weird. I got the bracket up. I would normally say that the semifinals are set, but you know what? Let me just show you. Okay. This tournament got really, really weird. So yeah, just to reiterate, GHC 200 Championship, of course, the time limits for each match were 200 seconds, which is equivalent to 3 minutes, 20 seconds. Ring outs are count out of 5. If both competitors, if it reaches a time limit draw or whatnot, or double elimination, then both competitors are out. And as you can see, that happened twice. Yeah, that happened twice. So, Hayata went up against Masa Kitamiya, was able to beat Masa Kitamiya via countout, via the 5 count countout. Hayata was able to make it back in the ring in time, and before Kitamiya could get back in, he kicked him out, and therefore Hayata won. And then Tetsuya Endo was able to defeat Amakusa. I was kind of bummed because I wanted Amakusa to win. But Tetsuya Endo got the victory, and he advances. Now, this was supposed to be a semifinal matchup between the White Raven Squad stablemates. But because both Alpha Wolf versus Keno and Yoshiki Inamura versus Kaito Kiyomiya, because both of those ended in time limit draws, all 4 competitors are eliminated. And therefore, Tetsuya Endo versus Hayata is now the finals. Yes, the finals. That will happen tomorrow, August 10th. Isn't that crazy? Oh dear. And they showed a picture of the title. It's a green belt. But yeah, so it's either going to be Tetsuya Endo or Hayata. And honestly, it could go either way, but I'll probably go with Hayata as the favorite. But it could go either way. But we'll find out. We'll find out tomorrow. But yeah, that was a crazy tournament. Really crazy tournament. I was gonna see. Let me see if I can get a picture of the belt, because I was gonna see if I could show a picture of the belt. I guess they don't. I guess they don't have one. Ooh. Let me see. Let me see something. Let me see something. Oh, here we go. Y'all want to see a picture of the belt? Here's a picture of the belt. That's what the belt looks like. So it's a green belt. You know, emerald green belt. But yeah, that's your GHC 200 championship. You know, I like green. So, you know, I'm cool with it. Green's my favorite color. So, you know, I'm cool with it. Um, here's a here's a better view. Here's a better view. Yeah, a little bit darker. But yeah, that's the title. But yeah, like I said, green's my favorite color, so I really got no I got no criticisms toward it, to be honest with you. So, you know. But yeah. Okay. Let's see. All right. Continuing with the tournament talk. You know what? I'll give y'all a choice. What do y'all want me to talk about next? G1 Climax or 5-Star Grand Prix? I'll let y'all pick. Whoever makes the decision, that's what we'll go with. I'll give y'all an opportunity to think about it. I'm going to go get a refill. I'll be right back. Stick around. Alrighty. Got my refill. Cheers. Okay, Al says go with the G1. All right, you got it. G1 Climax it is. Okay. So in that case, let me get out my spreadsheet. Alrighty. G1 Climax 36 tournament from New Japan Pro Wrestling is starting to come down to the wire, y'all. It's almost the home stretch. So, let's see what we got. All right, current standings. Let's go. All right, starting off with Block A. Now, as you can see, there's only one day of block matches left for Block A, and that is on Wednesday, August 12th. All right. let's see what we have. Al says, I really have no idea where Gato and Tanahashi plan on going with their direction. I wish I knew myself. Okay, but let's see what we got. All right, sitting at the bottom with only 4 points on a 2-6 record is the Great Okan. 2 victories over Hiroki Goto and Sanada, but 6 losses to Konosuke Takeshita, Yota Tsuji, Shingo Takagi, Jake Lee, Yuto Ice, and Ryohei Oiwa. His final match is against Bolton Oleg, but Great Okan is mathematically eliminated. Oof. It's kind of rough, especially considering he's one half of the IWGP Tag Team Champions and also 1/3 of the never open weight 6-man champs. Oof. Not a good tournament for the Great Okan. Oh well. All right, we have 1, 2, 3 competitors sitting at 6 points, each with 3 and 5 records. They are Hiroki Goto, Jake Lee, and Sanada. Let's take a look at Sanada. 3 victories over Yuto Ice, Jake Lee, and Yota Tsuji. 5 losses to Ryohei Oiwa, Yuto Ice. Losses to Ryohei Oiwa, Great Okan, Bolton Oleg, Hiroki Goto, and Konosuke Takeshita. His final match is against Shingo Takagi. He's had a rough tournament. Had a really rough tournament. And unfortunately, he's mathematically eliminated. Jake Lee, who was off to kind of a hot start, Jake Lee has cooled off tremendously. 3 victories over Hiroki Goto, Shingo Takagi, and Great Okan, but losses to Konosuke Takeshita, Bolton Oleg, Sanada, Yuto Ice, and Ryohei Oiwa. His final match is against Yota Tsuji. Oof. Yeah, tough final match for him, but he's mathematically eliminated. And then my main man, Hiroki Goto. Someone that was off to a hot start, but then he cooled down. 3 victories over Sanada, Yota Tsuji, Bolton Oleg, but 5 losses to Konosuke Takeshita, Shingo Takagi, Jake Lee, Great Okan, and Ryohei Oiwa. His final match is against Yuto Ice. But he's mathematically eliminated. Sucks, because Hiroki Goto is one of my favorites. But at least Hiroki Goto has finally won the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. So at least I'm happy about that. Okay. We have 2 competitors that are sitting at 8 points with 4 and 4 records. They are Shingo Takagi and Yuto Ice. All right, Yuto Ice, 4 and 4. 4 victories over Shingo Takagi, Jake Lee, Great Okan, and Ryohei Oiwa, which, by the way, that victory over Shingo, man, that was quite a match. 4 losses to Konosuke Takeshita, Bolton Oleg, Yota Tsuji, and Sanada. His final match is against Hiroki Goto. Man, Yuto Ice came so close. But unfortunately, because of the tiebreakers and whatnot, even if he were to win this last match, it still wouldn't be enough. So therefore, he's mathematically eliminated. Such a bummer. Because he was doing good. He was actually doing good. And then Shingo Takagi, 4 victories over Konosuke Takeshita, Hiroki Goto, Great Okan, Ryohei Oiwa, but losses to Yudo Ice, Jake Lee, Yota Tsuji, Bolton Oleg. His final match will be against Sonata. Shingo can't catch a break. That dude cannot catch a break when it comes to these tournaments. I don't know what it is. But he cannot catch a break. Oh well. But Shingo is mathematically eliminated. You hate to see it. I don't know. I've always considered Shingo to be one of the strong ones, but I don't know. When it comes to tournaments, he just falls flat. Okay. We have 3 competitors. Oh, Al says I blame Gato. Yeah, that's understandable. 3 competitors with 10 points, with 5-3 records. They are Bolton Oleg, Yota Tsuji, and Ryohei Oiwa. Let's take a look at Ryohei Oiwa. Okay. 5 victories over Great Okan, Sonata, Jake Lee, Bolton Oleg, Hiroki Goto. 3 losses to Yota Tsuji, Shingo Takagi, and Yudo Ice. His final match is a big one. It's against Konosuke Takeshita. Ryohei Oiwa has been having a phenomenal tournament, but can he seal the deal? Because if he can beat Konosuke Takeshita, then Ryohei Oiwa will take the number 2 seed. Or no. Actually, no. He'll take the number 1 seed. Yeah. He'll actually take the number 1 seed. Because he has he'll own the tiebreakers over Bolton Oleg and well, actually, hold up. So if he beats Takeshita, okay, if he beats Takeshita and Yota Tsuji loses, then yeah, Ryohei Oiwa would get the number 1 seed. Dang, he has a chance to get the number 1 seed. Wow. Okay. We'll see what happens, because Takeshita, that's going to be tough. Because remember, that's last year's winner. Okay, Yota Tsuji, the current IWGP Heavyweight Champion. 5 victories over Ryohei Oiwa, Yudo Ice, Great Okan, Shingo Takagi, and Konosuke Takeshita. 3 losses to Hiroki Goto, Bolton Oleg, and Sonata. His final match is against Jake Lee. Jake Lee has the opportunity to play spoiler. I'm just not so sure he'll be able to successfully pull that off. But, it's possible. It would be a big deal. But I don't know. I can't see him pulling it off. I really can't. But you never know. Okay. And then Bolton Oleg. 5 victories over Yota Tsuji, Shingo Takagi, Jake Lee, Sonata, and Yudo Ice. 3 losses to Konosuke Takeshita, Hiroki Goto, and Ryohei Oiwa. His final match is against Great Okan. Bolton Oleg's another one that, honestly, it wouldn't be that crazy of a surprise if he made it out of the block. To be honest with y'all, Bolton Oleg has been doing really good. He's been doing really good. So I've really been liking what I've been seeing out of Bolton Oleg, who I believe is still the current NJPW Strong openweight champion. Okay. And then sitting at the top of the A block with 12 points on a 6-2 record is the current NJPW World Television Champion, the Alpha Konosuke Takeshita. 6 victories over Hiroki Goto, Bolton Oleg, Jake Lee, Sanada, Great-O-Khan, Yudo Ice. 2 losses to Yota Tsuji, Shingo Takagi. Final matches against Ryohei Oiwa. Oleg, I think, is still champion. Yes. It's been a while, but yes. Okay. Now we know for sure that all Takeshita has to do is win or even draw. If he wins or draws, then he'll secure the number 1 seed, no matter what. So realistically, the ball is in Konosuke Takeshita's court. All he's got to do is win or draw. Now, let's see. Let's go over some scenarios. So Takeshita's is simple. He wins or draws, he'll secure the number 1 seed. Now, for Bolton Oleg, let's see. He needs to beat Great-O-Khan. Beat Great-O-Khan. And he needs Ryohei Oiwa to lose. Yeah. Or actually, yeah. Yeah. Bolton Oleg, all he has to do is win his match, and he needs Ryohei Oiwa to lose. So as long as that happens, then Bolton Oleg is in. But I don't think he can win the number 1 seed. So a Bolton Oleg win and a Ryohei Oiwa loss, and Bolton will get in. Now Yota Tsuji, let's see. So Yota Tsuji beats Jake Lee, and he's going to need... And he needs Bolton Oleg to lose. Yeah. So Yota Tsuji wins and Bolton Oleg loses, then Yota Tsuji's in. And then Ryohei Oiwa, he needs to beat Takeshita. And then he needs Yota Tsuji to lose. And then Ryohei Oiwa gets in. And as a matter of fact, yeah. So Ryohei Oiwa is really the only other one that's capable. If he can beat Takeshita, then he actually would be eligible for the number 1 seed. So we'll see what happens. But honestly, something tells me that at least Takeshita will make it. I can't really see Takeshita not making it. But, I mean, Ryohei Oiwa, I mean, this would be the upset of the block. And I mean, you never know. I mean, Bolton Oleg's beat Yota Tsuji. So, I mean, you never know. Hiroki Goto's beat Yota Tsuji. So, I mean, you never know. You never know. But, I mean, on paper, you would think the easy picks would be Yota Tsuji, Takeshita to advance. But something tells me it's going to be Takeshita and either Bolton Oleg or Ryohei Oiwa. I think one of those two are going to make it. I really do. Because, I mean, Yota Tsuji doesn't really need this. He's the champ. He's the world heavyweight champ. So, I think it's going to be Takeshita and either Bolton Oleg and Ryohei Oiwa that advances. Okay. Block B. Okay. Block B is really, really interesting. Okay. Of course, we know Shota Umino's out, as usual. Okay. We have two competitors at the bottom with 6 points, both with 3 and 4 records. There's Zack Sabre Jr. and Aaron Wolf. Of course, Aaron Wolf. Start with Aaron Wolf, the current never openweight champion. 3 victories over Hinare, Drilla Maloney, the forfeit over Shota Umino, but 4 losses to Oscar, Gabe Kidd, Ren Narita, and Yuya Uemura. And pretty much everybody on this block has 2 matches left. Or actually, no, some only have 1 match left. Like Drilla Maloney only has 1 match left. And the rest have 2 matches left. Actually, Oscar has 1 match left. Okay. So, Aaron Wolf, surprisingly, he's still in it, but he needs to win out. He has to win out in order to have a shot. The most he can get is still 10 points, but he's 1 loss away from elimination. So, Aaron Wolf, he's got Zack Sabre Jr. and Callum Newman left. Those are not going to be easy. So, I don't like Aaron Wolf's chances. I really don't. I don't like his chances. So, honestly, Aaron Wolf is probably going to get eliminated. Let's see. Zack Sabre Jr., which is the big surprise. Oh, Al says, Oleg, lock in, brother. Yeah, he needs to. He needs to. Zack Sabre Jr., this has been the biggest surprise of the tournament, I think it's safe to say. 3 victories over Shota Umino, Drilla Maloney, and Oscar, but 4 losses to Yuya Uemura, Callum Newman, Ren Narita, and Gabe Kidd. His final 2 matches are against Hinare and Aaron Wolf. Al says, Wolf is in deep trouble, especially with Zack Sabre Jr. Yeah. It's going to be tough. Okay. Now, Zack Sabre Jr. has kind of gotten it together recently. I think he got 2 back-to-back victories. But Zack Sabre Jr. has to lock in because he's in danger. He cannot afford a loss. He cannot afford another loss. Now, he's very capable of winning his last 2 against Hinare and Aaron Wolf, but, Hinare is still very much in this himself. So, Zack Sabre Jr. has got to really lock in and get these last 2 victories, but you know, you never know who may play spoiler. Okay. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 competitors with 8 points apiece. They are Yuya Uemura, Drilla Maloney, Hinare, and Oscar. Let's take a look at Oscar. 4-4 record. 4 victories over Aaron Wolf, Ren Narita, Drilla Maloney, the forfeit over Shota Umino, and 4 losses to Zack Sabre Jr., Callum Newman, Gabe Kidd, Hinare. He has 1 match against Yuya Uemura. Al says, even if he gets the last 2 wins, I don't think it'll be enough for him to move on, sadly. Oh, you think because of the other potential results, he still won't move on? Yeah, that's very possible. Very possible. Now, to be honest, Oscar, he's still technically in it, but he's got to win this last match. But he's got to win, and he's going to need a lot of help. He's going to need a lot of help. And honestly, I don't think he's going to get that help. I really don't. I mean, I could be wrong, but I really don't think he's going to get that help. I really don't. Al says correct. Too many factors to take into consideration. Yeah, I know what you mean. I definitely know what you mean. Okay. So Oscar's final match is against Yuya Uemura. That's not going to be an easy match. But honestly, I don't think Oscar's going to make it. I really don't. Yeah, I don't think he's going to make it. Let's go to Drilla Maloney. Drilla Maloney has the same record, 4-4. 4 victories over Yuya Uemura, Callum Newman, Gabe Kidd, the forfeit over Shota Umino, but losses to Zack Sabre Jr., Hinare, Aaron Wolf, and Oscar. His final match is against Ren Narita. Drilla Maloney got off to a great start, but then he's ate a handful of losses recently. So now Drilla Maloney's in danger. And I really, really hope he can beat Ren Narita in his final match. But honestly, Ren Narita's been on a roll and it's ridiculous. But yeah. But I hope he can get that final win. Okay. Let's take a look at Hinare. 4-3. Victories over Drilla Maloney, Ren Narita, Oscar, the forfeit over Shota Umino. 3 losses to Aaron Wolf, Gabe Kidd, and Yuya Uemura. His final 2 matches are against Zack Sabre Jr. and Callum Newman. I mean, Hinare's been hanging in there. He's had a strong tournament, but now we're going to really see how he fares against Zack Sabre Jr. and Callum Newman. Those are not easy back-to-back matches. So, we'll see what happens. All right, and then Heat Storm, Yuya Uemura. 4-3. Victories over Aaron Wolf, Hinare, Zack Sabre Jr., the forfeit over Shota Umino. 3 losses to Drilla Maloney, Callum Newman, Ren Narita. 2 matches left against Gabe Kidd and Oscar. I still think Yuya Uemura could be a strong candidate to make it out of this block. Definitely keep an eye on him. You know, he came so close in the New Japan Cup, but came up short to Callum Newman. So maybe he will be able to redeem himself in this tournament. Okay. And now we got 3 competitors sitting at the top with 10 points on 5-2 records. They are Callum Newman, Ren Narita, and Gabe Kid War Ready. Let's take a look at Callum Newman first. 5-2 record, 10 points. Victories over Yuya Uemura, Zack Sabre Jr., Gabe Kidd, Oscar, and the forfeit over Shota Umino. 2 losses to Drilla Maloney and Ren Narita. His final 2 matches are against Aaron Wolf and Hanare. I mean, dude's been having a great tournament. And of course, somebody that's a former IWGP heavyweight champion. So we'll see how he fares in these last 2 matches. But he could be a strong candidate to make it out of the B block. All right. Freaking Ren Narita. Ew. 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 Ren Narita of House of Torture. 5 victories over Aaron Wolf, Callum Newman, Zack Sabre Jr., Yuya Uemura, and the forfeit over Shota Umino. 2 losses to Oscar and Hanare. His final 2 matches are against Drilla Maloney and Gabe Kidd. And I hope he loses both of them. Because bump House of Torture. Gabe Kidd. 5 victories over Oscar, Aaron Wolf, Hanare, Zack Sabre Jr., and the forfeit over Shota Umino. 2 losses to Callum Newman and Drilla Maloney. Al says, who said something about the House of Dickheads? I mean, shoot. I mean, I'm sure they have. I know 1 or 2 people that are fans of House of Torture. But, yeah, bump House of Torture. Yeah, bump House of Torture. So, yeah. Gabe Kidd. His final matches are against Yuya Uemura and Ren Narita. Gabe Kidd, honestly, something tells me he's probably going to make it out of this block. It's kind of a redemption arc for him because, you know, he's been dealing with injuries and whatnot that got him out of the previous tournaments. So, honestly, this could be like a redemption thing for Gabe Kidd. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, it's going to be a little tricky for the B block because, you know, there's still a bunch of matches left. And some competitors have 2 matches left. But it's still a pretty open field. But Drilla Maloney, Zack Sabre Jr., Aaron Wolf, and Oscar, they're in critical condition. They're in very critical condition. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, those are your standings for the G1 Climax 36 tournament. Like I said, the final matches, let me see. Final block matches. So we got some on the 11th of August, which that's Tuesday. 12th. So on the 12th, they'll finish up the A block, which that's Wednesday. And then they'll finish up the B block on the 13th. That's Thursday. So yeah, starting Tuesday, we got 3 straight days. 3 straight days of block matches to wrap up. And then, of course, the playoffs will start. Gus, welcome to the stream. But yeah, that's how that tournament's looking. Okay. Now it's time for the ladies. Time for the ladies. Okay. 5-Star Grand Prix 2026. Let me get my spreadsheet out for that. And we'll go over the standings for there. All right, here we go. Y'all ready for some 5-Star Grand Prix action? Let's do it. Starting with Red Stars A. Okay. Red Stars A has been very interesting. But let's see what we got here. All right. Sitting at the bottom with an abysmal record of 0-5-1 with 1 point is Akira Kuragane. 5 losses to Rina, Izuki Aoki, Azumi, Tomoka Inaba, and Sayaka Kurara. And the 1 draw with Natsuko Tora. She has 1 match left, and it's against Maika. And honestly, we already know she's mathematically eliminated, and I really don't think she's beating Maika. So I'm pretty sure her final record's going to end up being 0-6-1. I hate to say it, but I mean, at least she doesn't have a goose egg for points. I mean, she has a goose egg in the win department, but I mean, she doesn't have a goose egg for points. So at least there's that, I guess. Al says, thanks for coming out, Akira. Yeah, pretty much. Okay. Next, finishing with a final score of 4 points on a 2-5 record is 1/2 of the Stardom New Blood Tag Champs, Sayaka Kurara. Her only 2 victories were over Rina and Akira Kuragane. Started off with 2 straight wins and then lost 5 straight matches to Tomoka Inaba, Azumi, Izuki Aoki, Maika, and Natsuko Tora. Oof. I know this was a surprise to a lot of folks, considering Sayaka Kurara was just recently World of Stardom champion. For a little bit, sure, but still, she held that belt. But yes, Kurara is mathematically eliminated. Sad day for Cosmic Angels fans, I guess. All right. We have 1 competitor that finished with 6 points on a final record of 3-4. And that is current JTO Girls Champion, Tomoka Inaba. 3 victories over Akira Kuragane, Natsuko Tora, and Sayaka Kurara. 4 losses to Rina, Maika, Izuki Aoki, and Azumi. Once again, Tomoka Inaba can't make the playoffs. Oh, man. These tournaments are tough for her, it seems. Al, what are you talking about? Future Neo Genesis member Tomoka Inaba. Nope, not ever. Not ever. There's no evidence of that. There's no signals, no clues of that at all. No way. No way, man. Ugh. Okay. We have 1 competitor sitting at 7 points on a 3-2-1 record. And that is Rina. Rina 3 victories over Tomoka Inaba, Izuki Aoki, and Akira Kuragane. 2 losses to Sayaka Kurara and Natsuko Tora. 1 draw with Mika. Her final match is against Azumi. Gus says, Aoki and Maki have been absolutely entertaining in this group. Love their matches. Yeah, they've done well. They've definitely done well, for sure. Okay, Rina. Rina, who was a semifinalist last year, is 1 loss away from elimination. But her final match is against Azumi. She's got to beat finalist from last year in Azumi. But you know what? This is Rina's chance to get her lick back. This is her chance to get her lick back. So, something to think about there. Maybe Rina gets her lick back. But it's not going to be easy. Okay. We have 2 competitors that are sitting at 8 points. They are Natsuko Tora and Izuki Aoki. Let's take a look at Natsuko Tora. She finishes with a final record of 3-2-2. 3 victories over Sayaka Kurara, Mika, and Rina. 2 losses to Tomoka Inaba and Izuki Aoki. And 2 draws with Akira Kuragane and Azumi. Tora came close. She came really, really close. But when it's all said and done, due to tiebreakers and such, especially the big key tiebreaker, is that Izuki Aoki owns over her. And being that she has already completed her matches, unfortunately, she's mathematically eliminated. So we know for sure that Sayaka Kurara, Tomoka Inaba, Natsuko Tora, and Akira Kuragane are all eliminated from this block. Okay, Izuki Aoki. She finishes with a final record of 4-3. 4 victories over Sayaka Kurara, Tomoka Inaba, Natsuko Tora, Akira Kuragane, but 3 losses to Rina, Mika, and Azumi. Those are 3 big losses. But she is still technically in it, but she needs to become the biggest cheerleader she can be, and I'll explain why in a bit. Okay. And then we got 2 ladies sitting at the top, both with 4-1-1 records, 9 points. It's Azumi and Mika. Let's take a look at Azumi. 4 victories over Sayaka Kurara, Tomoka Inaba, Izuki Aoki, and Akira Kuragane. 1 loss to Mika and 1 draw to Natsuko Tora. Her final match is against Rina. And then Mika, 4 victories over Sayaka Kurara, Tomoka Inaba, Azumi, Izuki Aoki. 1 loss to Natsuko Tora. And the draw with Rina. Her final match is against Akira Kuragane. Okay. Here's how this looks. So, Rina. All Rina has to do is win. All she has to do is win. And she's in. Yeah, all she has to do is win and she's in. So, but the thing is, she has to beat Azumi. That's not going to be easy. All right. Now, here's the deal. Here's the deal. For Izuki Aoki, she needs Azumi to beat Rina. If Azumi beats Rina, then Izuki Aoki is in. That's right. All she has to do is hope and be the biggest cheerleader she can for Azumi. Azumi beats Rina, Izuki Aoki gets in. But the thing is, with Aoki, the best she can get is the 3rd seed. That's the best she can get is the 3rd seed. Now, we do know for sure that Azumi and Mika have both secured spots for the playoffs. So we know for sure they are in. They are in. No matter what happens, they are in. For sure. Okay? Now, currently, who holds the 1st seed, the number 1 seed right now, is technically Mika. So right now, it would be Mika number 1, Azumi number 2, Izuki Aoki number 3. Now, all Mika has to do, if she wins, then she secures the number 1 seed instantly. Now, if she loses and Azumi wins, then Azumi gets the number 1 seed. So that's how it's looking. But the only thing we know for sure is Azumi and Mika are in the playoffs. So we're going to see them in the playoffs. Okay. So the only two matches left in the A block are Azumi, or the Red Stars A, or Azumi versus Rina, and Mika versus Akira Kuragane. To be honest, I got a feeling Mika is going to secure the number 1 seed and defeat Akira Kuragane. And who knows? Maybe Rina gets the victory over Azumi and knocks out Izuki Aoki. We'll see. We shall see. Okay, Red Stars B. Let's go. Okay, Red Stars B is also pretty interesting. All right, so we got one competitor sitting at the bottom with a 1-5 record, 2 points, and that's Lady C. Lady C, her 1 victory was over Azusa Inaba, but 5 losses to Utami Hayashishita, Konami, Maki Ito, Rina Yamashita, and Saya Ida. Her final match is against Mei Seira. And to be honest, I really don't see her beating Mei Seira. But Lady C is mathematically eliminated. All right. We got one competitor sitting at 3 points on a 1-2-1 record, and that's Mei Seira. 1 victory over Rina Yamashita, 2 losses to Maki Ito and Konami, and a draw with Azusa Inaba. But here's the thing. Mei Seira has 3 matches left. That's right. So she actually, as crazy as it sounds, she is still in the hunt. But look at these final 3 matches, y'all. She has to face Lady C, then Saya Ida, and then finish with Utami Hayashishita. And she has to win all 3 of them. No draws or anything like that. She has to win all three. She has to win 3 straight in order to have a chance. So, whew. Yeah. It's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough. But we'll see what happens. Anything can happen. But I just... Whew. Yeah. So, good luck, May Sarah. Al says May is going to be too quick for Lady C. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Okay. We got one competitor sitting at 4 points. Well, actually, she completed all her matches. Her final record is 1-4-2 for 4 points. And that's the Queen of JTO champion, Azusa Inaba. Oof. Her one big, ginormous victory was over Utami Hayashishita. 4 losses to Saya Ida, Lady C, Rina Yamashita, and Konami. And 2 draws with Mei Sarah and Maki Ito. And despite getting what many could argue one of the biggest upsets of the tournament, still not enough. Azusa Inaba mathematically eliminated, which means, once again, both Inaba sisters are out. Sad to see. Sad to see. An even crazier fashion, we got a competitor with 5 points on a 2-3-1 record that just got mathematically eliminated. And that is the Red Queen, the cool royal Red Queen, Utami Hayashishita. 2 victories over Saya Ida and Lady C. 3 losses to Azusa Inaba, Konami, and Maki Ito. And the 1 draw with Rina Yamashita. Her final match is against Mei Sarah. But yeah. Well, those that were hoping for Saya Kamatani, Utami Hayashishita 5-star finals, you can forget it. Because, yeah, Utami's out. As shocking as that is, Utami is out. Oh, well. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. Okay. Let's see. Okay. We have 2 competitors sitting at 8 points each. They are Maki Ito and Konami. Let's take a look at Konami. 4-2 record. 4 victories over Utami Hayashishita, Azusa Inaba, Mei Sarah, and Lady C. And 2 losses to Rina Yamashita and Saya Ida. Her final match is against Maki Ito. Konami's been doing pretty good overall. But yeah. This final match is going to be interesting. Very interesting. But yeah, speaking of interesting and the cutest in the world, Maki Ito. 3-1-2 record. 3 victories over Lady C, Mei Sarah, and Utami Hayashishita. Another big shocking victory. 1 loss to Saya Ida. And 2 draws with Azusa Inaba and Rina Yamashita. Her final match is against Konami. I don't know, y'all. In her very first round-robin type tournament, Maki Ito could make the playoffs. She could actually make the playoffs. But yeah. It'll be a big boost for the Ito Respect Gundam. Not to mention, it sounded like Ito may have tried to invite Utami into the Ito Respect Gundam, which honestly, I think that would be insane if that happens. But we'll see. Al says Maki beating Utami was a jaw dropper. Yeah, that was a ginormous jaw dropper. Like, I don't think anybody saw that one coming. But like I said, Utami's out and Maki Ito has a chance to make the playoffs. It's crazy. And then we got two ladies sitting at 9 points. They are Rina Yamashita and Saya Ida. All right, let's take a look at Rina Yamashita. 3-1-3 record. 3 victories over Azusa Inaba, Konami, and Lady C. The 1 loss to Mei Sarah. And 3 draws. That's right, 3 draws to Saya Ida, Maki Ito, and Utami Hayashishita. That's crazy. And then Saya Ida, 4-1-1. Been having a solid tournament. 4 victories over Lady C, Maki Ito, Konami, Azusa Inaba. The 1 loss to Utami Hayashishita, and the 1 draw with Rina Yamashita. Her final match is against Mei Sarah. Okay, let's see how this looks. So, Konami can get up to 10 points. But as long as Konami wins, then she's in. Yeah, Konami can beat Maki Ito, then Konami's in. Now, if Maki Ito beats Konami, then Maki is in. Okay. So now that I think about it, hold up. Actually, I think Rina Yamashita might have secured a spot. Because she has no matches left, but she has 9 points. So actually, I think Rina Yamashita's in. Because here's the thing. So if Maki Ito wins, she'll have 10 points. And even if Saya Ito wins, she'll have 11. Yeah, actually, Rina's in. Yeah. Yeah, Rina's in. Yeah. Because here's the thing. Whoever between Maki Ito and Konami loses, they're going to be out anyways, because they'll have 8 points. And the winner is going to have 10 points. So let's see. Well, actually, hold up. Actually, wait a minute. If Maki Ito and Konami ends in a draw, then it'll be a tie. Wait, hold up. I got to figure this out. Hold up. So if Maki Ito and Konami end in a draw, then I would think that Rina Yamashita and Maki Ito would be tied. because Rina owns the tiebreaker over Konami. Yeah, she owns the tiebreaker over Konami. Okay, so she doesn't have it yet. She doesn't actually have it secured yet because that can still happen. That can actually still happen. Okay. So yeah, if that happens, then actually Maki Ito and Rina Yamashita would have to have one last match against each other to determine who gets in. So yeah, that's crazy. And then actually, if May Sarah can win out, then May Sarah would have 9 points. And see, May Sarah would then have the tiebreaker over Rina Yamashita. So actually, these next 2 days, or no, next 3 days for May Sarah are going to be key and factoring into some of the other results. Yeah. It's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough. But I know that if Saya Ida wins over May Sarah, then she's in. By default, she's in. Because can't nobody else get 11 points except for Saya Ida. And actually, I was also thinking Saya Ida has the tiebreaker over Konami and Maki Ito. But of course, she's tied with Rina Yamashita. So yeah, all Saya has to do is win, and she's in. And I think as long as she wins, I think she gets the number 1 seed. So yeah, we'll have to see how the 14th, 15th, and 16th play off, or how that plays, because yeah, that's going to determine quite a bit. But yeah, that's Red Stars B. All right, let's go to the blue block. Okay, Blue Stars A. Now, this one's still very much wide open, but let's go over the standings. All right, sitting at the bottom on an 0-5 record, 0 points, a big old goose egg, is Rion. 5 losses to Hina, Miyu Amasaki, Suzu Suzuki, Ruaka, Julia Hart. She has 2 matches left against Hanako and Aya Sakura, but honestly, I'm not confident that she'll win any of those. I'm just not confident. But yeah, Rion so far is the only one on here that's mathematically eliminated. Okay. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 competitors sitting at 4 points each. They are Aya Sakura, Hina, Miyu Amasaki, and Hanako. Let's take a look at Aya Sakura, one half of the New Blood Tag Champs. 2 victories over Ruaka and Hanako. 3 losses to Julia Hart, Miyu Amasaki, and Hina. Her final 2 matches are against Suzu Suzuki and Rion. Like I said before, Aya has to really lock in. She really needs to get that victory over Suzu. She needs it badly. I think she'll beat Rion, but she really needs to beat Suzu. But we'll see what happens. Hina. Hina has 2 victories over Rion and Aya Sakura, but 3 losses to Julia Hart, Hanako, and Suzu Suzuki. Her final 2 matches are against Ruoka and Miyu Amasaki. I mean, those are going to be pretty tough. I mean, given how this block has been. So, Hina's got to lock in. She's got to really lock in. Because she is one of my picks that I had making it to the playoffs. All right, Miyu Amasaki, same record, 2-3. Of course, she's one half of the Goddesses of Stardom tag champs. Victories over Aya Sakura, Rion, but losses to Ruoka, Hanako, and Suzu Suzuki. Her final 2 matches are against Julia Hart and Hina. Those will not be easy matches, for sure. Opened up on a losing streak, but she was able to get 2 wins, to get on track a little bit. But she's not done. She's not done. Okay. And then we have Hanako, who's on a 2-2 record. 2 victories over Hina and Miyu Amasaki. 2 losses to Aya Sakura and Suzu Suzuki. But she has 3 matches left against Rion, Julia Hart, and Ruoka. Still definitely has a chance. If she can get 2 out of 3, at least 2 out of 3 wins, she might have a strong chance. But yeah, it'll be a good test for Hanako. And, she's capable of winning all 3 matches for sure. Okay, we got 2 competitors with 6 points each on 3-1 records. They are Ruoka and Julia Hart. Let's take a look at Ruoka. Big surprise. 3 victories over Julia Hart, Rion, and Miyu Amasaki. 1 loss to Aya Sakura. Remaining 3 matches are against Hina, Suzu Suzuki, and Hanako. Like I said, it's really shocking that she's even doing this well, but yeah. And then AEW's Julia Hart, currently 1/3 of the Artists of Stardom champions. Victories over Rion, Hina, and Aya Sakura. 1 loss to Ruoka. Her final 3 matches are against Miyu Amasaki, Suzu Suzuki, and Hanako. It's going to be quite the test for Julia Hart. It'll be her first time going up against Hanako and Miyu and Suzu. It'll be interesting to see, if she can win like 1 to 2 of those matchups, if not all 3. And then sitting at the top of the Blue Stars A block, currently undefeated, 4-0, 8 points, is the current World of Stardom champion herself, Suzu Suzuki. 4 victories over Hina, Miyu Amasaki, Hanako, and Rion. Her final 3 matches are against Aya Sakura, Ruoka, and she'll finish against Julia Hart. I mean, the champ's on a roll. And honestly, I do believe she'll make the playoffs. It's just a matter of what will her final record look. I mean, she made it to the playoffs last year. So, I mean, honestly, Suzu continues her winning ways, and she'll be a surefire number 1 seed. As far as the matches she has left, I mean, like I said, I think Aya could beat her, but we'll see. I don't think Ruoka will beat her. Julia Hart, maybe. But I think Suzu will at least get 10 points. I think she'll at least get 10 points. But yeah, that's Blue Stars A. Like I said, it's still pretty open. But, those final 3 days are going to really set the tone. And we'll probably have an idea of things after 2 of those days. But tournament's winding down. Okay, let's finish with Blue Stars B. Blue Stars B. All right. Sitting at the bottom and mathematically eliminated on a record of 0-5, 0 points is Kikyo Furusawa. 5 losses to Hanan, Yunamizumori, Koguma, Momo Watanabe, and Saya Kamatani. Her 2 matches left are against Ami Sourei and Starlight Kid. It's been a really, really tough tournament for Kikyo, especially given the block that she ended up being in. It's unfortunate. All right. We have 3 competitors sitting at 4 points each. They are Yunamizumori, Ami Sourei, and Koguma. Let's take a look at Koguma. 2-3 record. Victories over Kikyo Furusawa and Ami Sourei. The 3 losses to Hanan, Yunamizumori, and Saya Kamatani. Her final 2 matches are against Starlight Kid and Momo Watanabe. Yeah, no, not easy final 2 matches, that's for sure. But, we'll see what the little bear can do. All right, let's take a look at the high-speed champion, Yunamizumori. Same record, 2-3. Victories over Koguma and Kikyo Furusawa. 3 losses to Momo Watanabe, Starlight Kid, and Ami Sourei. Her final 2 matches are against Saya Kamatani and Hanan. Oof. Yeah, I don't have high hopes on her winning those last 2 matches, to be honest with y'all. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, Hanan and Saya Kamatani, I don't see it. I really don't. And then we have Ami Sourei on a 2-2 record, 4 points. 2 victories over Yunamizumori and Hanan, so defeating 2 champions. But 2 losses to Momo Watanabe and Koguma. She has 3 matches left against Kikyo Furusawa, Saya Kamatani, and Starlight Kid. Well, it's going to be tough for Ami. I think she'll beat Kikyo. But like I said, she's got to face Kamatani and then Starlight Kid. Oof, those are not going to be easy. They're not going to be easy. But we'll see how God's chosen big girl will do. Okay, we got 1 competitor sitting at 5 points on a 2-1-1 record, and that's Starlight Kid. Starlight Kid, 2 victories over Yunamizumori and Momo Watanabe, a loss to Hanan, and a draw with Saya Kamatani. Her final 3 matches are against Koguma, Kikyo Furusawa, and Ami Sourei. Starlight Kid, who did guarantee that she would win this tournament, she's not far off from making the playoffs. I mean, still has a great chance of doing so. But we'll see what happens. Okay, you got 2 competitors sitting at 6 points. They are Hanan and Saya Kamatani. So Saya Kamatani has a 2-0-2 record. So technically undefeated still. 2 victories over Koguma and Kikyo Furusawa. 2 draws with Momo Watanabe and Starlight Kid. Her 3 remaining matches are against Hanan, Yunamizumori, and Ami Sourei. It'll be a nice test for the Phoenix Queen. And then we got Hanan, current Wonder of Stardom champion. 3-1 record. 3 victories over Kikyo Furusawa, Koguma, and Starlight Kid. One loss to Ami Sore. 3 remaining matches will be against Momo Watanabe, Yuna Mizumori, and Saya Kamatani. Pretty tough path for the Wonder Stardom champion. And then we have one competitor sitting at the top right now on a 3-1-1 record, 7 points total. And that's the Black Peach, Momo Watanabe. 3 victories over Yuna Mizumori, Ami Sore, and Kikyo Furusawa. 1 loss to Starlight Kid, and 1 draw with Saya Kamatani. Her final 2 matches are against Hanan and Koguma. Well, last year's winner is definitely in the picture and will probably end up making it to the playoffs. I was under the impression that Kamatani and Momo wouldn't both make it, but just one of them. But we'll see what happens. I mean, it's still close. It's still very close. Still got a handful of matches left overall. But yeah, that's the Blue Stars B block. But overall, like I said, the only 2 that we know for sure that are going to the playoffs are Azumi and Micah. So that we do know. But you know, it's been a very interesting tournament. It's been a very interesting tournament, and it's really coming down to the wire. And of course, you know, the final show is on August 23rd. So slowly but surely it's approaching. But yes, quite a lot going on in the pro wrestling world. We covered quite a lot. And this upcoming week, I mean, we got the finals of the G1 Climax 36. That'll be this coming Sunday, August 16th. And of course, we still got the Tokyo Princess Cup 13. We got the semifinals to look forward to. But yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot, but it's a lot of reasons to get excited, you know? But anyways, think that'll do it for this live stream. Let me know y'all's thoughts, those that catch the archives of this. Tournaments, GHC 200 Championship. We know the finals for that will be Tetsuya Endo versus Hayata. We're winding down on the G1 Climax 36 and 5-Star Grand Prix 2026 tournaments. Tokyo Princess Cup 13. I know I talked about that previous video. Semifinals are set for that. So we'll see what happens there. It's Toga versus Rika Tatsumi and Suzume versus Himawari. So we'll see how that goes. And Tetsuya Naito's the new GHC heavyweight champion. It's crazy. Shout out to Sumika Yanagawa on becoming a double champion in Ice Ribbon as she became the new Ice Cross Infinity champion. Shout out to Darkness Revolution, Misa Matsui, Rei Seto, Chiaki on becoming the new Marigold 3D Trios champions. But yeah, quite a lot happened. Quite a lot happened. But let me know y'all's thoughts. And also, let me know your thoughts on the Dream Star Grand Prix 2026 blocks. Like I said, once they got the schedule finalized as far as when the matches will be, then I'll do a final big preview and I'll give my predictions for the Dream Star Grand Prix 2026. But anyway, don't forget to like, follow, comment, subscribe, all of the above. Thank y'all so much for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed this action-packed live stream, this live pro wrestling talk, brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming. My name is Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. Hope everybody has a blessed day tomorrow, and I will see y'all in the next video and or live stream. Thank you for watching. Peace.